Hi, everyone, and welcome to Feed Fest. My name is Kelly LeVeque. I'm a holistic nutritionist and an author, and I work with moms and clients to balance their blood sugar and make sure they're eating the most nutrient-dense foods. So today, on my cooking show for Feed Fest, I'm going to teach you how to make a smoothie two ways. One that you can share with your baby and one that you can drink yourself. That's going to fuel you and nourish you. It's going to be full of everything your body needs: protein, fat, fiber, and greens. You know, when I look at breast milk and formula, it's amazing because it's a mix of macronutrients. It's protein, it's fat, and it's carbohydrates. And that's what I teach my clients to do, is mix their meals. So today we're going to make a smoothie. And the first one we're going to make is called cookies and cream. It tastes like cookies and cream. And we build the blender starting with liquid all the way up to leafy greens. So I'll bring the blender over here so you all can see it. Whenever you're making a smoothie, you want to start with 1 to 2 cups of liquid. So when it comes to sharing a smoothie with your baby, I love water. I love almond milk, coconut milk. If your child does dairy, like an organic milk would be great. So just go ahead and look at the side of the carafe, and you're going to look to add 1 to 2 cups. Now I'm going to make this smoothie extra thick. And to do that, I'm just going to keep it to 1 cup. The thicker, the more ingredients you add and the less liquid, the thicker it gets. And we're actually going to serve baby smoothie up in a little bowl with a small starter spoon. This is a really soft starter spoon, so it can allow baby to scoop up that smoothie so that they can try it. And we'll actually add some toppings to their smoothie bowl, like squished blueberries and some hemp hearts, so that they can chew and learn how to grab onto things if they want. So we have our liquid. Now we need to add protein. Depending on your preference, you can add a protein powder, or you can add something like Greek yogurt. Or if you are plant-based, you can add hemp hearts. So today I'm going to add a protein powder. This cookies and cream smoothie asks for a chocolate protein powder. When it comes to sharing a smoothie with your baby, I think it's really important that you're using a chemical-free extraction. So a lot of formulas actually use whey protein or a dairy base. And so you want to look for something, again, that isn't extracted via chemicals. And so whey is a great option. Bone broth protein is a great option. Grass-fed beef isolate is a great option. But again, this is your choice, but you want something that's going to provide your child with a little bit of protein, because that's going to regulate their hunger hormones. It's going to make them feel calm and relaxed. And it's what makes us feel the most full. Protein is the most satiating macronutrient. So I'm adding about 2 tablespoons of chocolate grass-fed beef isolate. This has just cacao in it. So again, we're not adding any sugar to baby's diet. And it's great for us as moms because this smoothie can be made quick. So you have your liquid, then you have your protein. Now we want to look for fat. So fat in this smoothie, I'm going to add almond butter. Now, almond butter, like the dairy yogurt that I showed you, which is an option for your protein, is an allergen. So it really depends on if you've introduced this to baby yet. Say, for example, you hadn't introduced almonds or almond butter at this point in introducing food to your child, you might want to grab 1/4 to 1/2 of an avocado. We just want some fat, because what that's going to do is slow down the digestion of this meal. It's always also going to give baby a great source of some omegas. So we got some almonds. Again, great way to introduce allergens too. You just want to make sure you're introducing allergens one at a time. So there's our fat. Now we need some fiber: chia, flax, acacia fiber, psyllium husk. When it comes to introducing a variety of foods to your child and keeping you full as a mom, it's really important that we add fiber. Fiber actually slows down the digestion of your smoothie. So if you're headed out to a smoothie shop and you grab a smoothie and they're not adding fiber, all of the fruit that's been blended up in your blender is actually going to cause your blood sugar to spike and crash. It's not going to keep you full. And what we're looking for is an elongated window. And that only happens when we mix our macronutrients. So we're going to add some fiber. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of chia and a tablespoon of flax. Now, if this is your first time sharing this smoothie with your baby, I would probably stick with 1 teaspoon or tablespoon of chia or flax. This is a lot of fiber, and so we want to be gentle with their digestive systems. Same with you at home. If you're a mom and you haven't done smoothies before, this is a great time to start slow. We always start slow with fiber. And if you're looking for fibers that aren't seed-based, avocado is a great source of fiber. I also love adding frozen cauliflower and frozen cauliflower rice to my smoothies. It makes them really thick, great for when you want to make a smoothie bowl. So there's the fiber piece. We have liquid, we added the protein, we added fat and almond butter, fiber and chia and flax. And now we have to add a little bit of greens. So I'm adding a little bit of spinach. And now I want to add something cold. So I love adding ice, but I really, really, really like adding frozen fruit or frozen vegetables like that cauliflower rice way better, because you're not diluting the flavor of your smoothie. You're getting everything that you love, but you're also cooling it down and making it thick. So I always grab for a fourth to a half a cup. Now, blueberries are low glycemic berries, so I can go for a full half cup there to share with baby. And when you think about what is high glycemic, that's the bananas, the mangoes, the pineapple. They have more sugar per ounce, which is why we go with the smaller cup size, a fourth a cup versus a half a cup. Again, we're always trying to keep balance, whether it's in our blender for our families or on our plate. So say, for example, you're making dinner and you can imagine what a dinner looks like. Maybe it's a protein like a piece of chicken, some roasted broccoli, a side salad. Maybe there's a starch like potato or a little bit of pasta. So you see that balance is happening with the protein, some fiber or greens. That's like the veggies, the deep in color things, and then some starch. And there's always going to be fat that you cook with, like whether you're roasting your veggies or cooking your protein, you're using a healthy form of fat like olive oil or avocado oil. So that balance, if you can imagine that for your plate for your child, you want to imagine that in your blender as well, because smoothies can quickly become a sugar roller coaster where you or your child has had too much sugar, even in the form of fruit, but because it's blended, it can really rocket us up. And then we're crashing down going, why am I starving? I'm really hungry, or that didn't last. And so these smoothies are meant to last in your body a while. If you find that they're not, you can always add a little bit more fat or a little bit more fiber, things of that nature, just to bulk it up a little bit. But we're always looking at, well, what is driving our blood sugar up? And let's keep that in a balanced serving size. So here is our cookies and cream smoothie. I will blend it up and show you how I serve it up for baby and for me right away. All right. Here we go. I'll give you guys a sneak peek at this beauty. So full of a variety of plant-based foods. We've got fruit, we've got vegetables, we've got nuts, we've got seeds. And so I'm going to take baby's little bowl right here, and I'm going to pour about a fourth a cup in there. And you can always serve it up. I have stainless steel smoothie cups for baby too, but it depends on their age. And then you want to take a couple blueberries. And the key is, depending on the blueberry, wild blueberries are actually a little bit higher in phytochemicals or the antioxidants per berry. Obviously, they're packing the punch. They're really, really, really blue and purple. But anytime you have a berry or anything circular, you want to squeeze it or smash it so that it isn't a choking hazard. That becomes something that baby can chew on and can see. That's always really important. They're working on their pincer grab. So this is a phenomenal way to introduce baby to a variety of allergens, a variety of plants, and whether that be fruit or vegetables, a mixed macronutrient meal that's balancing for their body and going to sustain them for a few hours. That's what we're looking for. So whenever you think about your snacks or your breakfast or your lunch, look at what is it mostly. So I always have my clients count. We don't need to count calories. We don't need to count macros. We're looking for nutrient density, and we're looking to find balance on our plate. So I just say, hey, look at your plate and say, do you have a source of protein? Do you have a source of fat for baby? Do you have a source of fiber or leafy greens? That's the produce piece of the equation. And if you do, you're doing a great job in supporting their blood sugar balance. Last but not least, I think it's really important to note that there's this flavor window that happens in the first 18 months of a baby's life. And we start feeding baby around 6 months, but between 6 months and 18 months, the flavor window is when baby accepts the majority of foods that we give them. Within 3 to 5 introductions, baby is loving the foods. And then after that 18-month mark, we actually see that it kicks up a little bit, and it needs to be somewhere between 18, 25, sometimes 30 introductions to a toddler for a new food when when they'll accept that food and like it. So thank you so much for joining me. I love being here at Feed Fest. I'm so excited for the content that you guys are getting today. And I'm going to be here in office hours. So come see me and ask me any questions you have. It's such a pleasure. I love what ByHeart is doing, making formula, healthy, amazing formula accessible to so many new moms who need it. So thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you soon.